How you doing? Well, here we are in sunny Cornwall, down here with our friend Jane. Yeah? Just going to try and get in the picture, nothing. I'm just going over. Can't go anymore.
Can't you move the chair slowly? You've got to stand up. The dog's behind you, so that's it. Yep.
Yeah. So, down here in sunny Cornwall, we come down to meet our friend Jane and Caramel, who's, I'm not sure she's in the picture, but you will see her in the bit. We'll pick her up and show you. Beautiful, fluffy Caramel. We met Jane online, and all because we're all both got double amputee dogs. If you've been tuning in before, you'll know that. So we've actually helped with the wheelchair, but we needed to come down and see Caramel in the flesh with her wheelchair. And in a little bit, Jane will tell you why that was a good reason, I'm sure. And we would never have known unless we'd come here. So we're having a sort of a holiday come sorting out wheelchairs. So we're on a sunset camping, absolutely wonderful little campsite, chilled out, laid back, not a huge site, no clubs or fancy stuff, just a down to earth camping. A bit like a hidey-high camp, but without the hidey-high people. Fantastic. I'm going to let Jane do a little bit of chatting now, because she's got some interesting stuff to say to you, and she'll tell you what's happened since we got here with the wheelchair, which is one of the main reasons we came here. If I sound a bit funny, it's because we're in a tent. Yeah, we got the van, which is not kitted out yet as a camper van, and we've not had a very good night's sleep because I'm on air beds. And the little fat pug Luna has decided to come and jump on it in the night and took it down like a ship going down in the water, where I slid onto the floor and I was that tired and just stayed there. Anyway, this is Jane, Caramel's wheelie mum, and she's going to tell you her interesting little bits while I shut up and give my mouth a rest. Over to you, Jane.
Thank you, Jean. Well, I'm just so lucky that Jean and Ian decided to come down to Cornwall, because it was great having video links, and they were really, really helpful with getting her on wheels. But I couldn't understand why the wheels weren't at quite the right angle, and we tried everything, and we just couldn't quite make it out. So not long after we arrived, Ian turned it upside down. And I found that actually it wasn't my fault, I have to say, because that's how we got the wheelchair as it arrived. But whoever had put it together had put it together upside down.
Yeah.
So the poor old Caramel was trying to run around in an upside down wheelchair, which is a horrendous. And I feel really guilty, but if it hadn't been for Jean and Ian coming and eyeballing it, then we would still be running around in an upside down wheelchair.
But it happens a lot. It happens a lot, Jane. There's lots of people, as you say, as it comes, they get it out and they put the legs on as it comes, and they're upside down. But just to let you know, if you're buying a wheelchair now, if you don't want to do that, check out that the little marks, the 3 marks, are on the top of the legs. So then you'll know it's the right way up. Okay, but these are little things. They do tell you.
Well, it's a fairly big thing.
Yeah.
To have it going round upside down, Jean, you must admit.
Yeah, but they do tell you, and it will be in the small writing on your instructions.
Oh,
but
well, we
blimey,
don't have that.
not everybody reads all them little things. You're that excited to get your dog in a wheelchair that you know this happens. But you know it's okay now. It's the right way up, and she's flying around.
And the great thing is that they really get on well together, don't they?
Oh, blimey. Do you know what, everybody, listeners? We were both so worried that when we came down, that Skyla would do one of the snarling episodes with Caramel. But you know what? It's like they're long lost sisters. I think it's because they both recognise that they need this wheelchair to carry on with their special lives. And they recognise each other, and there hasn't been one snarl, no problem at all. It's been great. I'm so relieved that it's been like that. And they've got on fantastic, kissing each other.
It's been quite funny
great.
actually, because when we went to the Flicker Donkey Foundation, I met this man as I was going in with Caramel, and we did all the spiel about how she got to where she is and so on. And later on, he met me with and at that stage I had Skyla, and he went, I thought I saw you, but I'm sure it wasn't the same dog. I think I must have been losing it. I said, no, there's two dogs in pink outfits, both on wheelchairs. But what's really been interesting is that I had an experiment, because my harness didn't really fit terribly well for Caramel, and I decided, as the weather was getting hotter, to do it in one layer instead of two, and it's worked really well. So guess what, at least I could contribute something, that we made one for Skylar.
Yeah, and we're over the moon. And Jane has just brought it along. There it is. There's Skylar's thickish one. That's a double one, which she's been walking around in. Well, of course, we're having warm weather coming now, so that's her original. And Jane has run home last night, took that with her as a pattern, and made this single skin one, which is lovely, and lovely sewing, I've got to say, Jane. I can't even see the stitches. It's brilliant. So now it's light as a feather, and we just popped it on her. It fits great, and fantastic. These are, to buy one of these off Walking Wheels is £40 odd, and they only come in one colour, which is black, I believe, unless they've done something since. We wanted them both to look like pink princesses, and they do. And my God, it really pulls in people looking at them when they see these pink flashes coming along. That was the idea. As you know, we're down here for the PDSA appeal, and having these pink outfits really catches people's eye. We've had donations, we're not quite sure what we've had yet, but every penny helps. If you're watching in, go to our Just Give page on Facebook and help the PDSA, because they save dogs, and they treat a dog every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and they only work on donations. But I'm really, really happy with this, what Jane's done. Brilliant seamstress, look at that. It's got another little catch on it, because ours was only on this, and you know, it didn't look too great. That looks more professional. So yeah, we're happy with that, and she'll be a lot cooler with this one on. So thank you, Jane. Thanks for that. Yes, thank you very much. What else we got to say?
Well, I was just talking to you this morning about the fact that having a dog like Skylar or Caramel means that you meet people that you would not normally stop to have a chat. So I was down on the beach first thing this morning with Caramel, and a lady was coming along with, it was an Italian greyhound actually, and this dog was doing what most dogs do when they first see a dog in a wheelchair, doing a double take. And I said, oh well, you know, it's a dog at one end and a cart at the other, what on earth is this? So I said to her, you know, this is quite normal. She said, well actually my dog is very used to wheelchairs. So I said, oh, how's that? And she said, I'm used to be a para whatever it is,
Paralympian.
that's right, thank you. Brain took leave for a bit. A Paralympian. She said, it's funny enough, I've taken up surfing now and I'm a Paralympian. I said, oh, that's really amazing. She said, in fact, I'm second in the whole world. And her name's Melissa.
Amazing.
So if I hadn't had Caramel with me, I'd have never had this conversation and never realised that I was meeting quite an outstanding woman, and that I was over the moon really. So having a dog like we've got is a tremendous bonus, and I'm sure you must have met all kinds of people.
We've met amazing people. Like you say, people you'd never really stop and talk to.
No,
Amazing.
And I remember one day I met a young physio on the beach. I didn't know her. And we were talking about Caramel, and she said, I wish my patients did as well as your dog, because she was busy rushing over rocks and stones and sand and just not taking any notice of all the obstacles. She said if humans behaved like that, they'd put me out of business. And I thought, isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
And I'd never have had that if I hadn't had Caramel with me.
No, I'm amazed what you just said. People who people who you would never probably speak to in your life. The dog is a bridge with the wheelchair, because it just attracts them to talk to you. And then you pass on what we're all about, which is dog wheelchairs, right? About dogs having extended lives. And when you're talking to people and they say, do you know what? My dog's legs are going a bit along. This is fantastic. I'm going to be thinking about this. And the sad ones are when people say to us, and we have had it, oh my Lord, I've had my dog put down 6 months ago because the vet said, oh, there ain't much to do with the back legs, you know, and it's not fair. The kindest thing is to put her to sleep. And I did, because the vet said, please, vets are great, but it's your dog. Before you take any advice like that, you just go away and think about it and take a look at these wheelchairs. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm saying check it out first. Check out, research yourself. Okay.
And there are places
ever
where
forget
you can borrow wheelchairs, aren't there?
Yeah, and there's Winston Wheels, Pumpkin Site. Winston Wheels are amazing. Rachel is the most beautiful woman. She's got 300-400 wheelchairs out at the moment, completely free of charge. They raise funds, they buy wheelchairs, and they put them out on loan, free of charge, to anybody that needs them. She's probably got, well, she has got a huge waiting list, because these outfits are 400 up to 600 pound. So if you've got a dog and you haven't got the money to buy a wheelchair, get in touch with Winston Wheels, Rachel, tell her what it is you need, and I am 100% that she will help you. If she's got a waiting list, you might have to wait a little bit, but she will help you. So don't forget that. Winston Wheels. We also help them as well. We've got their t-shirts. We'll be doing a fundraiser for them again soon, because everything they do is fantastic. Saving dogs with wheelchairs. So that's my little bit for a minute. I'll have a little think. I'm going to pass Jane back to you to chat about all the wonderful food she's made us when we got here. Right, we was doing all the cooking, but for like 4 days and more, Jane's been whipping us off these wonderful meals. Can you tell them about the cottage pie, Jane?
It's very ordinary.
Lovely cottage
but
pie.
It's been Meals on Wheels this
Meals
week.
on Wheels, yeah.
Well, I have to cook for my husband, so why not?
Yeah.
Cook for other people as well. But
That's it for us.
I did go and find some lovely Cornish cheese for them. I don't know whether they've tried it yet, but it's called Yarg,
Yeah.
and it's made not very far from here, and it is the most delicious cheese. They also do another one called Kern, but the Yarg is really interesting because it's covered in nettles, and it is really delicious. And I think while you're in Cornwall, you do need to try some of the local dishes.
Oh,
So I brought you Cornish pasties yesterday.
Yes.
And I think they went down all right, didn't they?
Lovely. She
Yeah.
keeps bringing us these.
I didn't
Food.
make them because my pastry is appalling. But I went and got them from the shop, so they have had proper Cornish pasties. And of course, they were designed to go down the mines with the miners, because at one stage Cornwall was very affluent because of the mines and the mining. And it may come back again because they're thinking of
Is
some
that
of the
what
rare
the
metals.
crust is for?
Yes,
Because their hands would be dirty and all that.
yeah.
Do you know? Yeah.
And they could
Fantastic.
also sometimes have sweet parts in it. That's why it's so big. I mean, yours was all meat,
Meat.
and you'll find veg. It's a complete meal. And I do remember when I went away to work, I used to make pies for my husband on the same principle where you put your meat and your veg and your pastry, and then you've got everything. So it would, these miners who were down for great long stints underground, the pasties were the thing. It's still nice, even if you're not down at night.
And guess what else she did? She come, I'll tell you what, we're going to call them rolling meals. There she was. She arrived again with fish and chips. Cornish fish and chips. And I'll tell you, it's the best fish and chips I've ever had. And we had a slice of lemon in the box and a sprig of parsley. And when I bit into the fish, it was like heaven, because where I come from, which is Birmingham, yeah, I love Birmingham, but it's not the same as the fish and chips down here. Nowhere near, actually.
Yes, there's a lovely place called Sea Salt, and I always get them from there.
Oh,
But we
lovely.
we ought to have started with this. It was the first night that I came down, and you got a tent unrolled on it.
I'm alive.
And I'm not a camper. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll tell you, we got here, it must have been 7 o'clock, with the stops for us and the dogs. It took 10 hours, I think, in the end. But we weren't rushing, it don't matter. You know, we had to stop. So we got here about 7. And Jane came along, thank the Lord she came along, because we hadn't put the tent up yet. And we didn't bother putting it up because it said it was so simple. And yeah, right, simple. So we were looking at these poles, and of course the little metal pegs that you put in to put your carbon fibre poles in, right? There must be an instruction somewhere. We was that tired. We were looking at it and thinking, hey. So we got one up, and then when you get to the others, you got to bend the pole to get this peg in, put it in the ground. Well, there's no way on earth it was going in. So there, imagine there's the end of the carbon fibre, and here is the metal strut at an angle, and we're trying to bend it to get it in, and it wouldn't go. Anyway, in the end, do you know what? She needs an award for this. We were just staring at it going, oh my life. Do you know what? We're just going to throw it on the floor and sleep in the van. That's what we were going to do with the dogs, right? All in the van. And all of a sudden, Jane had this light bulb moment, wasn't it? Yeah. And
I'm sorry, everyone who camps will
Yeah.
know this, but I'm not a camper, so I didn't.
no, she'd never done it before. And she sort of pulled the one carbon fibre out so that it was loosened up with the string inside, the stretchy stuff, elastic, whatever it is. And then of course it fitted, and then she popped that back on, and whoa, it was up. And in a few minutes, the tent was up. You can't really, I've seen the tent in other videos. So in a minute we'll show it you. When the cameraman gets the camera and he's going to zoom around, show you Caramel, who's sitting here but you can't see her I don't think, and zoom round the tent again. I've had a wasp in there. Just got to tell you this, right, everybody remember, and if you have to have one of these, I've got 2 now, right, thanks to my doctor. 3 years ago I had a terrific anaphylactic attack. Never had one in my life. Nearly died, but the cameraman saved my life. He whizzed me down to the local hospital, and the doctor actually said if he hadn't done that, you'd have waited for an ambulance. So don't forget this, you'd be dead. Definitely be dead. So he whizzed me there, and that saved my life. So thank you, Ian, to the cameraman, very much. So these are the EpiPens I've got now, but I actually had the sting of, I had 1,000 stings off one wasp, because they carry 1,000 for 1,000 people. And because I crushed it into me and tried to pull it out, I squeezed the wasp's body and squeezed the whole lot in me. So I had it was like I'd been hit by a swarm of bees. That's what the doctor told me. And they also told me that even with 2 EpiPens, yeah, got to listen up here because it could save your life if you have an anaphylactic attack. Even with these 2 EpiPens, if I jab them in me, if I have another sting, and please don't let me have another sting, right? Even these won't save me, but they may give me a little bit of time to get me to an hospital or get an ambulance down to you. So don't forget, and you may not know you're allergic to wasps or bees. I mean, I'm trying to remember, I'm sure I had a wasp sting as a kid, but I've got a funny feeling that it wasn't an English wasp, because, as I say, I squashed it between my thumb and my fingers when I picked it up with my towels, and I'm sure it was one of them Asian wasps, and I actually kept it, half of it. And I said to them when I come out of the hospital, and they give me the adrenaline and whatever they give me, I said, do you want the wasp? Because it doesn't look like a normal wasp to me. And they went, oh no, it doesn't matter now. And I swear it was one of them Asian wasps, and that's why I was so ill. And it emptied its body into me. So, you know what, it's worth carrying one of these anyway, because you'll never know if you are allergic. I didn't. And could have took my life, you know. So that's them EpiPens. Sort of tell you that. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, Jane?
Well, I think you could talk about how you've arranged it with the dogs in the tent, because some people would think it's not feasible to take a dog.
Oh yeah,
in a
it can.
tent.
Yeah. Right, dogs in the tent. He'll show you the cage in a minute. We never crate up dogs, but we have to travel. So in that crate, we've got Skyla. There's another one in there, and that is for Looney Luna and Cheeky Mika. Yeah, them pair. But we found that halfway along, they sort of had a bit of a rumble, which they do. Mostly Luna's fault. So we had to get Cheeky Mika and stick her in with Skyla, who's like just laid back and didn't care if she's in there or not. So they're in the tent. It's a huge tent. It's an 8-berth that we picked up for, wait for it, £150 from Go Outdoors. They're now gone back to 500. So we were real lucky. So you'll see the tent in a minute. It's got a humongous 2 massive bedrooms, and in the middle that's massive too. So obviously with Skyla, the other 2 they wouldn't move even if they come out the flap. They'd just come straight back in. They won't leave Ian, the cameraman. I mean, he goes to the toilet and there's them pair. Goes in the shower and they're sitting outside waiting. They're like Klingons, real Klingons. So we put this cage, which you'll see in a minute, in the lounge area. Skyla goes in last thing at night, say about 10, and she's happy to do that because she's tired. She goes in there, give her a little treat, and she just straight away goes to sleep and sleeps all night. Unless she gets very wet, and then we'll wake up and change her in the night. But normally she's expressed before she goes to bed. Then the 2 little ones just were supposed to be flipping out on their bed that we put for them by Skyla, but they don't. So what happens is Mika normally will run in and get on Ian and sit on his bed, and Fatty, that's Luna, the loon, last night she's come in to me. Oh my life, I've had no sleep. I've got an air bed. He's alright, he's got a fisherman's bed that he bought, which is off the floor, great. I've got 2 air beds sitting on each other, which is a bit dodgy, right? I don't know why I do that. Should just put one on the floor. So I've got these 2 air beds, and I level them up, blow them up. You have to keep blowing them up when you slept on them. And I thought, right, great, that's okay, yeah. So there I am, fast asleep, like that. Because I do snore. I snore loud. It's terrible. Only when I'm on my back. And what happened? Fat Luna got on me on one side of the air beds, and the air beds went like that. And I think I said it at the beginning, but I slid off, and I ended up on the floor. But I was that tired, I just stayed there, and I woke up this morning with a real bad back. Yeah. So that's my story for like last night. I bet you've all done it, ain't you? But trust me, right, if you're thinking of coming to Cornwall, yeah, try out sunset camping. The the owners are absolutely lovely, really lovely, and it's chilled out. There's no rules like, oh, you can't whistle after like 8 o'clock or sing or anything like that. It's just a laid back camp, and I love it. I do. It's just basic. There's 2 showers, 2 toilets, and that's all you want. There's water, there's waste, there's everything you want. So try it out, especially bikers. If you're listening in, any bikers, I think Kathy, the proprietor, is going to put it on the website. Bikers more than welcome. This is an ideal bikers site. Either mountain bikers, cyclists, racing cyclists, motorbikers. If you're listening, motorbikers, come down here to Sunset Camping. Fantastic. You'll be more than welcome.
And also, they take 3 dogs. And there aren't many campsites that will take 3 dogs.
You know, that's another thing, yeah. And if you heard that, I'll have to shout, because we haven't got the mic on. Jane's just reminded me to let you know, a lot of campsites, some will only take 1 dog or 2 at the most. This site, we said we got 3 dogs, told them what we were doing down here of PDSA fund, and lovely woman. I think it's £4 a night for dogs, but because of our fundraising, didn't charge us for the dogs. But normally I think it's probably £3 a dog. But I don't know any campsites that will allow 3 dogs. I really don't, never heard of it. But yeah, she didn't have a problem with that, and she's lovely.
I've
You know.
been near Red Roof, not that far from Truro. You're in a very good position to both go to an amphitheatre, or you can go down to the Lost Gardens of Halligan, or the Eden Project. You're right in the middle. You can go to so many different things.
Well, you saying that, you know what, this is a good spot for touring. That's where I went. I've been to the Eden Project. I haven't been, but I really would love to.
And that's very dog friendly there.
Yeah, but the Eden Project is awesome. So we're going to get the cameraman, lovely Ian, yeah, and he's going to just zoom round with the camera, show you the pen, show you the tent. Oh, and Caramel, and you've already seen these lot, but have another look at this lot. Where is Skyla? Ian, where's Skyla?
She's just round this back here.
So, get a shot of Caramel. Skyla sunning herself.
There's Skyla.
Yeah. Caramel, oh. When she runs, you know, not on the wheels, but when she runs, I've just watched her run. Oh, it's so lovely. She's like, oh, I can't describe it, like that. Really nice. She's trying to train herself to lift the back end off the floor. It seems like she's getting it a little bit. Yeah, it should be good.
But I think Skylar's front legs are a lot stronger than Caramel's.
Yeah.
How long has she been on wheels?
Well, how long's... Well, we've had her, what? How many? 15 months now.
She's probably 5 years.
Yeah, she's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. Because they had wheels when she was in Thailand.
Oh, right.
And
Because I
then
mean, it's only
Well, Sarah had wheels. Oh, you're a lump.
cheeky
you are.
booker.
You're a lump.
Oh, no, it's Loony Luna.
Loony Luna. Cheeky maker. You are a lump. I'm not,
So, I mean,
How much
Mel's
does
only
one of
had-
these wheelchairs cost, Jane? Do you want to show people?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a medium. Medium wheelchairs are, what, $3.99? Yeah.
you can't borrow them.
Yeah, you can borrow, like I said, Winston wheels, pumpkins, are very good. So, these are the wheels they come with, yeah, this one, and they're fine, yeah.
But yours are better, aren't they? Where's yours?
Around here somewhere. So, yeah. So they do an excess, an extra small, a small medium. Remember this when you go and buy a wheelchair. It's a small medium, then a medium, then a large, then an XL, an extra large. So this is a medium, and they're $3.99.
But you've got the super duper wheels.
Yeah, this is Skyla's, and these wheels, as you'll see, are different. That's because we had a lot of problems. Maybe it was just us. These are electric scooter wheels, and they're air-filled foam, and they are awesome. These, you know, like the giant curbs, big curbs you come across. She just flies up on her own. We don't have to help her. She'd go over big branches, everything. Just fly over them. So have a look. They're £20 each on online.
eBay.
Have a look for them. They're electric scooter wheels, and we think they're great. So if you are having problems and having to buy another set of wheels, have a think about having
They're
a set
quite
of
a lot
them.
bigger, aren't they? Because mine are 18. So what are those?
Yeah. These are.
Well, they're the same size.
No,
it's
they're
just...
8-inch, but they look bigger because of the tyres on them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's why. No, they're 8-inch. Believe it or not. Yeah. So the range, let's say, from $2.99 these wheelchairs up to large and extra large. You're talking £500, £600. So don't forget, don't let your dog go just because you can't afford that. Winston wheels, pumpkins.
And walking pets will give you credit,
Yeah.
so you can get them on credit.
Walking pets, they're very good. You'll be able to have them on
Wheels
credit
for
as
go.
well. Yeah. So, gonna wrap up now. Lovely. The weather's good. We're gonna have 2 good days tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday apparently. Wind's gonna drop. We're gonna have 16, 18 degrees. So, beach time. Oh yeah. We have been down and had a look, but it's too cold to lie there. But yeah, that'd be nice. So, we're going now. We're going to gather the dogs together, herd them all up. Yes. Cheeky Meeker's in the shade. Loony Luna's been a loony. Skyla is just sunning. And Caramel. What's Caramel doing? She's just chilling. Yeah. She's lovely. I wish you could. Her ears are so fluffy. She's so soft, this dog. Her coat.
Well, I love Skyla because she's got this lovely sleek coat. It's got in fabulous condition.
She's doing a nice one.
So if anyone wants to give any comments,
Yeah. Any comments? Anything you want to say? Good, bad? We don't get much bad. But we do like people like that because we can put them right.
don't
So,
forget to subscribe.
Don't forget, thumbs up, share. Smash the subscribe button. Every time you do that, this goes out further and it helps more dogs to live and carry on a quality life.
And thank you for everything, Jean.
And thank you, Jane. Thank you.
It's been fantastic. And Ian for spotting the
And Ian.
wheelchair was upside down.
Yeah. Oh, he's ready to put it on.
That's it then, we'll have a little walk around the tent and show them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on then. Oh,
Where's Skyla?
oh, she's there.
No, she's not in the picture.
Oh, he's gone into the picture.
Well, that's pretty soon.
don't hear it click, you can hear it again.